care. We early on this one.
What?
I can't wait.
Let's go.
I cannot wait.
Oh, I'm not waiting.
Can't wait. Sleepy Brown. Oh man, what's up?
Hey.
We busy.
Can't tell us nothing in the house. 8:59 this time. Still the first Tuesday of the month. 7th day. I guess I was just impatient. It's been too long.
It's been too long. It really feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah, we do the show first Tuesday, third Tuesday of each month, and sometimes it just makes a longer gap than I would like to see.
Yeah,
but
January
stuck to it.
You said January had too many Tuesdays.
January, yes, yeah. January had like 5 Tuesdays.
Yeah, it was a problem.
Too many Tuesdays.
Yeah, haven't we all been there? But
yeah, people say they don't like Monday. We don't like Tuesdays.
We don't like Tuesdays until we do this, the show where we share opinion, discussions, topics, turn into improv scenes around the spot. We're out of Houston, Texas, y'all. H-Town, doing a little improv. Hi out there.
Hey.
I do have some stuff I want to talk about. I want to get your take on, but first let's just check in with everybody. Yeah, so we're in February.
I recently just watched Black Panther 2.
Oh, you saw Wakanda Forever. I still have not seen it, but how'd you like it?
I watched it twice and then I liked it. I liked it. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep on it. I was because I went to Vegas for my anniversary.
Nice.
Second time I watched it when I got home, and I was like, okay, I like it. This is cool.
And John, you're not a gambler. Are you a gambler? Do you gamble?
Yes, but I did not gamble.
Oh, you are a gambler.
Yes, I am a gambler.
What do you play?
I play anything I believe I can win.
Well, you're in the wrong place, man. You go to Vegas for winning.
No, I didn't gamble. I like blackjack. I do sports book. They had I Declare War out there.
They do,
but you got to find it in certain locations. But typically, I like the games where stakes are my favorite. A lot of the stuff in Vegas is, robbery. So this time we didn't gamble. My wife gambled, and she lost a whole $2.
You what?
Yeah,
where did she lose it? It was a slot machine, roulette?
Slot machines.
I'm not gonna get anything with $2. I'm not getting anything with $200.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So we didn't do it. We just I planned the trip to be fun and sightseeing. I didn't have to gamble to do that, but I enjoy gambling, and I have a history of from video games to court basketball games to myself playing in those games. I do a little bit of gambling. It just raises the stakes of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
nice. But
you
saw Wakanda Forever.
Gotta know when to get out, though.
Gotta know when to hold them.
Gotta know when to hold them.
Yeah.
When you're $2 down, you go.
When you're $2 down, you get out. That's the rule. That is the risk tolerance. $2.
I don't know. She gambled $2. I didn't gamble. Wakanda Forever was cool, man. It was cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm spoiled for you, so I don't want to give my true, complete opinion, but it was cool. It was cool.
Has everybody seen it but me? Amici, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Anything you saw it? Dang it.
That's how you get behind it.
Is it worth doing a CTUN episode on? I love to do a review episode. Is it worth it? No?
I'm sure Disney wouldn't like that. So.
No, we won't watch it here. We'll just talk about it.
Oh, Disney doesn't like that either. Yeah, they don't want you saying nothing.
Mhm.
They said what they wanted you to know. The commercials are
And
run.
what you
All of that.
think.
It's over. You're done.
Yeah.
When the movie ends, there's just a list of acceptable critiques on it. Here's what you can say about this movie. It was great. I loved it.
That's
You
it.
should see it. I would subscribe to Disney Plus.
That's it. You get a card as you step out with talking points. Oh, thank you. You turn in your 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Sounds like it was cool.
It's worth it.
I've heard people say it's as good as the first one. I've heard people say it's better than the first one. Say that it was an abomination to Black people. So
It went hard.
Is that that's the one that's going to be abomination?
That was
Out of all the movies with Black people in it,
that's the most
right.
crippling. Yeah, but
Yeah, when you think about
that's
so good until
Black Panther 2 came out. Set Black people back 100 years. Not any of this other stuff that's happening in this specific movie, but yeah. So I don't know, but I feel like all movies give you this varied opinion. It's never, collectively like back in the day. Oh, generally it was a good movie. Today, somebody's going to find a problem with it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Gotta have those critics. That's live.
The United States of haters is what I like to call it. Returning it to a country of haters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you have a place to voice it. You can get on the internet. You can right. Before you were just an asshole invited to dinner, and people like, oh, we're not inviting that guy anymore. Now you can just sit home all day, and then there are other people who are like, it's okay to say that out loud. Okay.
Yeah. So back in the day, people just didn't have opinions. If you had an opinion, you were an asshole. So most people had very mundane, middle of the road opinions.
You know what? The vocal ones would let you know. Right? And the quiet ones would keep it. But now that you can put it on the internet, the quiet ones are just everybody.
And the quiet ones have the most craziest opinions. Mm-hmm. Now that we're starting to find out. Theirs have been brewing and marinating.
Yeah, when you don't see somebody's shocked face at some crazy shit you said, then you're like, oh, I can keep saying this. And when people give you that look when you're in person, maybe that help people reevaluate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a really good it's a really good critique. Like back when you were talking crazy, you had to do it in front of people. And you would see their reaction, and that would guide your how much craziness can I share right now? I should tone it down a bit. No, they're not on my side. And you do that time and time again, you're able to sort of become a little bit more, I don't know, approachable. But if you do it in front of a screen, you don't got people reacting. Just keep going all day. I'm sure they're loving it.
And people do react. Some people positively react. They'll comment, joke, agree with you.
Light that fire.
Which incentivizes you to continue to do it, which is normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So gotta be careful. But it is opened up floodgates for the haters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See.
The haters are out there, man.
As soon as you start hating, your computer should override and you immediately are on a webcam and you broadcast to people so that they can see you and maybe you can see them and their reactions, and maybe that'll tone some of that down. Just get to going, and all of a sudden everybody's looking at you like, what's wrong with you, man?
What are you looking at?
Let me bring some of this back. That's why I love those receipts on Twitter when people are like, when somebody says something about somebody, what they look like, especially. It's like, is this you? And then you have a picture of the person. They look, worse than anything that they've critiqued.
So here's a business idea. You do that, but it's an AI face, right? As you're typing your message, there's an AI person, slowly. Their expression slowly changes. So whatever they're like, oh, maybe. little too far there. He toned it down. They're like,
and then it gets back to
smiles. Yeah.
I think that will be a good.
That's a good use.
A good product.
Yeah.
There.
It'll have to get past the free speech people because they don't like any. They don't want you to. It doesn't seem like they want people to be able to restrict those they don't like and to hear what they say. I don't think we have an issue with free speech.
Did you say the free speech people?
Yeah, the people that are going to be like, yeah, this AI is infringing on my ability to have free speech.
Free speech people.
This AI face.
The AI. I mean, think about it. That's what they say nowadays. They say
sure
Twitter is infringing on their free speech. What?
Mm-hmm.
They're not much different. They're restricting what I can say and show other people. You could go outside and tell and scream and put a letter on everybody's door, exactly the same words you want to share, and you would not be restricted. But
I think of Twitter as like the front yard of their houses, like where the community is. Like if someone came up to your door, like, "Hey man, can I stand in your front yard and share my opinion?" All right, sure, go ahead. Then they do it, and then you're like, "Whoa, wait a second." Don't say that stuff. I'm like, what? It's my free speech. I can say whatever I want. Yeah, but it's my front yard. It's their platform. So for them to mediate, to me, it's like they gotta have that power.
I agree because my argument is you wouldn't let me run up in your house at your dinner table and call you all kinds of names, even if I verify my way I'm calling you that with facts. You're going to say, get the hell out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be talked to you like that in my house. My freedom to say, the speech I want is not being prohibited. Like I lose that. This is independent property. So yeah, that's my thing. I think it's a great idea, but I think those extreme freedom speech extremists will reject the AI shaming them for it. And they would say it's liberally generated. It's a liberal company funded by the Democrats to restrict freedom of speech.
With the woke mafia.
The woke mafia. Man,
the woke mafia.
Who are they killing? Who is the woke mafia?
Nobody. As a matter of fact, we're losing. If there is a woke mafia, right? They getting tore up.
We cut to the woke mafia meeting. All right, boys. Woke mob isn't her name isn't very good in the streets these days. I don't know what's going wrong. We're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. We tell people what we're all about. Yet they're not respecting us. We're getting beat up. What's going on out there?
Yo, boss, I think we should step up our aggressive tactics. I think trying to follow people to their job and get them fired is no longer feels threatened in the streets anymore. A lot of people have got them stimulus checks. They ain't going back to jobs.
It's true. Unemployment has been a problem lately. A lot of people getting laid off of jobs. It's hard for us to follow them to jobs when they're unemployed, right? So it makes us look like the bad guy.
Yeah, I waited for 6 hours inside this guy's home for a little work. Turns out he was unemployed.
Exactly. And he let you stand there for 6 hours, not intimidated at all. If we were doing our job, he would have told you how unemployed he was immediately. And he would have asked you to take him to the unemployment office so he could file paperwork because he knows that we care. We do this because we care about the community as well as we want our agenda out there. Right?
Right. I'm with Sal there. He said we need to get more strong arm tactics. We need to get some roughing it up in the streets there. All right.
But how you gonna do it in a woke way?
Well, anybody who says something that's against the woke belief system, We just jack them up on the streets. All right, bust some heads.
You're not saying take it to Twitter. You're saying actually do it in the streets.
Yeah, exactly. Twitter has been important. A lot of street justice, a lot of things taken care of there, but we got to be out there waiting instead of waiting in this home, Amici. I'm sorry. I think
we need to take over corners.
Yeah,
like we take over one corner, show them who we are. We wokenize that corner, then we take over another corner. By the time you look up, the whole city is woke.
Oh snap!
And then we go to another city and do it. Rinse, repeat.
Wokenize them one corner at a time.
One corner
in the streets. That's
like
what
we used to.
Yeah, get back to that old, like we used to mafia days.
Yeah, you remember? You remember? What's his name? Dietrich Allen. He used to come there and say, "Oh, ladies should be at home in the kitchen, just cooking food for men and not doing anything." And I got my bat out of the car and I wham, took his kneecaps out. I don't know if he still believes that. But he's not coming to the corner spouting that stuff anymore.
You know what?
Woke them. Yeah,
I woke
them. I woke them.
You woke them. You know what? I'm desperate enough. We need to get it back out there. People are laughing at us. They think that we're weak. Yeah. We got to woke them up with bats. We got to woke them up with brass knuckles. We got to woke them up with Austin if we have to.
Yeah. Pillowcases filled with half-filled paint cans. We got to slam them across the head.
Yeah,
you don't know. You woke them up, and you don't know what to do with those half-filled paint cans. You can't paint a whole room with that. Might as well knock somebody in the head.
I should save it because I may use it later. You're not going to use it.
You're never going to use it later.
It's going to be useless.
I'll say this: my wife keeps her paint cans, and she touches up the house every month.
She's a queen. I bow down.
Yes.
She just goes through touching up. That is so.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
that's impressive. You also have 3 kids. You have wet paint.
You would never see the same mark in the house past a month.
Wow. How does she have the mental fortitude, the wherewithal, the energy to keep track of these spots and be like, I'm gonna wait till everybody go to sleep. I'm gonna come through here and paint and let it dry overnight.
Some people have their gifts.
Yeah.
How they,
You're right.
So
speaking of gifts, so on tonight, I did have something to want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to get your take on a couple of things. I want to talk about experiments. We're talking about some experiments that are going on that I find interesting. I want to hear what you guys think. And the first one, I guess, let's start with this first one. Let me get my share screen going. Should have had this in position. My apologies. So I believe Rhode Island. Yeah, Rhode Island is experimenting with the thought of reparations. So the way the story goes is they had a bunch of money left over from COVID support, and they're like, why don't we try doing reparations in our city? And the way they went about it is they didn't just hand out money to a bunch of Black people. They had to invest it in Black businesses and nonprofits and stuff that focus on uplifting the Black community. And of course, they couldn't call it reparations. They couldn't say it was for Black people. It had to, But that's something they're looking to do. And I think the amount of money is about 10 million. 10 million reparation budget. So
how many Black people?
How many Black? I don't know. I don't know how many Black people.
In Rhode Island, yeah.
In Rhode Island. Well, apparently Rhode Island's one of the slavery trade capitals of the country or something back in history. So, but yeah, so some people are like, hey, this is a good start. Other people are like, this isn't really reparations. What do you guys think? Is this, what do you think this is? What do you think is going to happen with this?
That's a great question. What do I think is going to happen? Is two things will either happen. One, it'll be a good try and it'll inform other people, excuse me, to attempt something more refined or more impactful. Or two, it will be a horrible education for people and they'll say this didn't work. We tried it and let's get over it. Black people, you don't need any help. I'm curious to know how many Black people are actually in Rhode Island. And I'm also curious to understand why, if it has to do with slavery, can it not explicitly be for Black Americans in Rhode Island? What's the big problem with that?
It's like a legal, it's like a federal thing. You can't have a racial earmark on money, something like that.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's unconstitutional. I would say that's changeable, you know.
Well, I mean, so hold on a second. Do we have a total amount that's due? And then we're just like, well, on that total amount, oh, we got 10,000. So we're going to use 10 million rather, whatever it is. So we're going to do this with it. Like, I need to know what the pot of money, the total. I don't know that they've even calculated what the total cost.
I think I have heard of some economists calculating what the actual cost of reparations would be.
And that's nationwide, right?
Right. Yeah. There's a quote here that says this isn't even a drop in a bucket. This is a drop in a pool. Right. But it's a drop.
Right.
Do you think that this is so small that it's not even worth doing?
No, I didn't say that.
No,
I'm just wondering, if this doesn't work, do you say, oh, I'll wash my hands of it, as opposed to saying, well, we have 39 quadrillion that we're gonna be working with. So this 10 million, yeah, we made a mistake. It wasn't a good plan, but we still got more to work with, and we'll keep plugging at it and trying to come up with better programs or better ways to do it. I just, I always get so nervous about, those plans we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. I always think about the people who like scheme to get it. Like, oh, they're giving money to Black businesses. Let me just do XYZ and say I'm a Black business, and they're not Black and they don't have a business. They got a little piece of it. I always, when you open it up like that, I don't know. I don't like the idea of certain entities getting rich or being able to enrich themselves from it. I think it needs to be, in a system, but it's hard. But,
yeah, when you can't do the restriction, it by definition leaves it open to anybody as a civilian, which to me is what is the difference between that opportunity and any other opportunity.
Right.
If I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to overcome any obstacle to pull off my idea, even if that means listing my business as a minority owned, because 23andMe says I have 30%, Ivory Coast DNA,
Right.
My point is, I don't know, Antoine. I think, like you said, to me, I never imagined the word reparations and African Americans, to ever be put in the same sentence in law for us. And so do I think it lets a slave master off the hook? Not for 10 million. No.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson lost 300 million in less than 10 years to a bunch of white people. They just talking about slavery. I ain't even talking about Jim Crow and the millions of dollars lost from regular U.S. citizens, right? 10 million is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the thing of like, oh, we're donating to Black businesses and non-profits. Okay, what about everybody else? Like, not everybody's a Black business.
Right.
Not everyone's running a non-profit. We're not all running. The four of us aren't running non-profits, or so it's like, are you helping or having the right impact on people if you're just sort of give it to a specific portion of, or you're targeting a specific portion rather than like doing things that will help more people or everybody. You know,
very tone deaf for sure.
Yeah, you know, are you doing things to fix the neighborhoods? Are there parks, libraries, things that you can do, social services, things that you can do that will benefit a big number of people, rather than just saying, "Hey, you have a a grits food truck. Here's some money for the right." From what we were talking about earlier, but yeah, it's like which
no one believes
which things
food truck until
which things are worth investing, which things are worth giving money to, that will have the biggest sort of impact, rather than just saying, and what if you give a bunch of money to a bunch of failing businesses and they'd all survive anyway?
Right.
It'll be 10,000 record labels in Rhode Island that get money. Chicken shops.
Whatever. But how does it?
We need infrastructure plan for sure.
Yeah, because then the money's gone, and then what? But there may be better things you can put the money to, rather than let's just find businesses to give money to.
They should ask Black people like, what roads do you travel the most, and then like make sure those roads. Tell me all the streets you go on all day long. And I make a list. Give me in a week's time.
It should be an investment of grocery stores and all of the businesses. There should be a stock.
We cut to a focus group of Black people. Okay.
At church. Oh yeah.
Hey, I asked you all to come down here today. By the way, thank you for coming down. Super helpful. Great. Thank you for.
There was a lot of potholes in the road to get here. I just want to let you know that.
I just got out and walked.
Oh, okay. This is really good to know. Yeah, I'm on the committee that's talking about how we can best get funds to the people who need it, such as the people in this room.
Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah. So what I'm tasked with is figuring out where you guys spend your time, where you go with your family, where you spend your money, things like that, and figure out if that's the right place to invest. So let's start with the potholes, right? So what streets did you take here? How bad are the potholes in your opinion? What's causing the potholes? Lay it on me.
Well, excuse me now, my name is Deacon John Williams.
All right.
I spend a lot of my time with my family in the church. About 95% of my time is spent in the church.
And which church is this?
It's the First and Only Baptist.
First and Only Baptist.
First and Only Baptist. Over on Grove Street.
On Grove Street.
Correct. I'm just going to take some notes.
Yes. And let me tell you, the potholes around the city and Grove Street are the workings of the devil.
We tried to pray them away, but they won't go.
They will not go. So we are trying to figure out if the devil is also a part of the city, because they're not keeping up with the roads, and if we need to pray with you guys, or if there's something else you can help us with.
I can come down there and anoint all of the city offices and desks, because the devil don't like an anointing. I can oil them up. And
I appreciate that. I can assure you we do not have the devil working on our
committee. It just seems like this area where all the sinners live don't have any potholes, and it seems like all the potholes are all the saints.
You're talking about Forest Hills?
Forest Hills, yes.
No, and the potholes, they don't go up into heaven. They go down deep into the ground close to hell. So the devil has to have some kind of connection with it.
There would be a bump if they went upward. It's a hole. So
I understand.
I'm just going to take some notes. Okay. Potholes, big problem, especially around the First and Only Baptist Church on Grove Street. Got it. Yes. What about church?
Yeah, I also have a problem. It's kind of the same problem. It's also potholes as well.
All right.
It's at the Second Baptist Church.
Yeah, that's over there on Little Street.
It's not too far away, but a lot of potholes. all the
there's
way
the
outside.
first and only Baptist church, and then there's the second Baptist church.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They broke off after a disagreement, as churches do.
We got the same Cadillac, and I explained to them I didn't want them to get the same Cadillac as us.
But I did because I saw it first. But never mind that.
We got past
that's yeah. We got past it. But yeah, there's potholes all around outside. We have a pothole inside the church that needs to be taken care of. Actually,
they were using it as a baptism until they lost one of the kids. Yeah, they didn't know how deep it went, and then they had to stop.
Yeah, we assume we went to hell. We don't know.
It's seen.
It's a lot of piles.
You said the soul was not saved. Up. Now, see there, kids, you better make sure your soul is right before you come up here.
That is the real baptism right there. Like, we're gonna put this kid in the water. If they come back,
they're saved.
They're baptized.
If
they get lost down there, I'm sorry.
But why does the devil work in the city? Why is the devil in the city? So he's down there with y'all.
We're ready to start the meeting now. The devil's running late. We got for 5 minutes.
Always running late.
Always late.
Always running late. It's so damn potholes.
Oh man. Okay. That's just as dark as was it mosh pit concert?
Mosh pit tornado.
That was really dark. The mosh pit tornado.
Mosh pit tornado.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, that's one experiment going on at Rhode Island. Let's keep an eye on that. I do have another question for you. Up in Canada, they are experimenting with decriminalizing hard drugs. So that means you got heroin, you got coke, fentanyl, up to like, I think they say 2.5 grams. Fine. We're gonna leave you alone. They're doing a 3-year experiment with this. Now, whenever I hear this, John, you watched The Wire. I always think about Amsterdam. You guys remember Amsterdam? For those that don't know. For those that don't know. And the show The Wire, in one of these seasons, they have a problem with, like, drugs and prostitution and whatnot on the streets, on corner to corner, and their numbers are bad. And the guy thinks, what if we take all of these people who are doing illegal things and just push them to one side of the city in this like little corner, and anything is legal there? And he says it's like Amsterdam, but they mishear him and they call it Amsterdam. And so it's known on the streets as Amsterdam. So their numbers look great, but if you ever go to the city, it looks like a freaking dystopian war zone.
But they did dispel like clean needles and try to get like medics and people to be around to help them to do it in the best healthy environment. But it was still very crazy.
But yeah, so just that's pretty much all there is to the story. There's not a lot here, but do you think this is a step in the right direction?
I do.
Portugal did it, and I think they're doing okay. I think actually not usage numbers went down when they decriminalized.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would think so. I think anytime you police something like this, we have failed because it led to more people being in prison, which destroys families and creates more of the types of environments where people can be abusing drugs.
Exactly.
I think the fundamental principle about that, policing something that somebody wants to voluntarily use, is better to be regulated if you regulate the distribution versus regulate the person, in my opinion. So I think it's a step in the right direction. Now, the Amsterdam thing is hilarious, though. I hope that's not how the outcome is. But that thing also in The Wire was the politicization of it kind of outweighed the benefits that they really were seeing, where safer environments for people to actually play on the streets. There wasn't so many ODs. They lowered a lot of, they knew where all the drug dealers were because they were in the areas they had pointed to them, right? So there was less violence, right? So I mean, I thought was to me a good experiment. So I'm
yeah, it's one of the reasons why that episode or that season stuck with me, because the idea isn't without merit. There is some merit to just like just putting all of the criminal activity in a place where you know where it is, and just letting the other people who get caught in the middle of it get some breathing room.
Right.
Then maybe put a boundary on it.
They had a boundary, had the police on the edge of it, so that kind of kept some of the, craziness in there down, right? And it worked on the show. And yeah, I do wonder how that would sort of go in real life.
So let me ask this. So if you wanted to participate in something, you would go to Amsterdam and do it over there, and then you could come back to your regular area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Cops are sitting out on the boundary, so it would be like eliminating a lot of rapes that would potentially happen in these environments because there's no protection. Well, no, a lot of the children that were playing that were truant from school selling drugs, like a lot of that stuff. It's one of my favorite seasons. I think it was like season 3 or 4 are my 2 favorite seasons, The Wire and Amsterdam in the school. But go ahead.
Were people living in there?
There was one old lady who didn't move in that neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah. Watch you. Okay.
She was walked through it every day. She was okay.
Oh wow. Yeah, I was like, it sounds like an asteroid. It sounds like a place you go and participate in the thing, but then you leave and come back. But this is the only place it's allowed to happen, right?
The dude
like Amsterdam.
Like Amsterdam.
People live in Amsterdam, don't they?
But it also is a place that, like you said, it's something to say if you control things and give people choice in this environment, it removes all of that from the other areas that it's scattered and puts it in one environment where it can be contained, which frees the rest of the civilians that don't want to participate to have more safety and civility.
That actually begs the question: do you think a hard drug user would actually think to move to this province of British Columbia so they could kind of keep using without fear of being
take my business reparation for Rhode Island?
my grits food truck. I think there's a difference between, and most people, I would say, don't understand. There's a difference between a drug abuser and an addict than somebody who likes social drugs.
Right.
An abuse and an addict can be anything. It gets in the way of your life. It gets in the way of your daily accountabilities and functions. And yes, some people could see that as an opportunity in Rhode Island, but an abuse is going to take you one place and that's down, whether it's legal or not. You're going to still lose a lot of things, right? And I think people associate that with that extreme, addicts. And I've seen this and I've seen that. Whereas they don't see the other data, like Mitchell was saying, where some of this legalization helps to bring in the medical side and help have cleaner, healthier, whatever they want to do, which reduces other health issues, deaths, being able to procure it and get it safer. eliminates drug wars and killings and like you said, there's tons of merit if they want to solve one of the worst things about this. But when they get hung up on the spiritual side of it, I think it doesn't help to police somebody's body. It's too Puritan, right? Like, so you know, I mean, imagine if they were like, tattoos are illegal. They're federally illegal for you to put ink in your body. You know, it would sound just as ridiculous as you can't do this drug.
Yeah.
You know, you know, literally, right? And there's places where you can't do that, but there will still be people getting tattoos, and then you'll see somebody get locked up for having, you know, Cowboy Nation on their chest.
Yeah.
Break up a family because of that. Like, that's what we're basically saying. I don't think that's fundamentally right. So the criminalization, I think, is a great way. Hopefully people learn from it and figure out how to scale it to places where there are a lot more Black people that are impacted by these things.
we cut to a meeting of teachers after school. Hey, thanks everybody for staying late. I know you guys have papers to grade and whatnot. You know, I know I'm your principal, but I've been there before myself for sure. So won't have to take long. I just wanted to let you know something exciting that's happening. We are we've been discussing with some of the other principals and superintendent, and we're going to do something a little different. So the right wing of the school, candy is going to be just allowed, right? Candy, cell phone usage, soda, what have you. We're just going to, don't even take it, let them use it as long as they're in that right wing of the school. Everywhere else they can't do it. Al, I know that's where your classroom is. But you know, that's got to be where we've discussed it a lot. We think that's the best place for it. It's far enough away from the other classroom. The gymnasium is between there, cafeteria next to it. So if whatever noise levels going on shouldn't bother the other classrooms. So I just wanted to let you guys know that you guys are free to go. Okay.
It's just, you know, it sounds like I'm gonna be smack bang in the middle of this you know, candy hell for me. You know, I don't like candy. I don't allow candy in my room.
You didn't used to allow candy, but because of this rule change, now they can have candy. We think that by allowing them to have candy, it's going to moderate their use of it. It's going to be less hiding it. They're going to be more forthcoming. It allows us to better support any sort of sugar crashes that may occur, or keep an eye on, you know, which kids may have bad dental work, things like that. So we think there's a lot of benefits here.
Okay, well, you got to think about like sticky tables and door handles. I hate touching a sticky door handle.
We can give you gloves. That's actually great. You know, so now we know which teacher to give gloves to, and just the janitors can concentrate their efforts there later on. There's a lot of benefits here. This is great. So Al, I think you're gonna like the change. Actually, you know what? You know what? We should break out some candy right now, right? Al, you say you don't like candy.
Yeah,
but have you tried it?
No, my parents never let me have it, and you know I kept that going all 56 years of my life. I never had any candy.
Wow.
Yeah. Mrs. Phyllis, I know you probably have confiscated some candy today.
I got some that I brought myself right here in my purse.
Oh,
take that. There you go. That's some Laffy Taffy, some Airheads, some Jolly Ranchers, and a couple of gummy bears there.
Yeah, why don't you let's all have some candy. Let's all have some candy.
Yeah. Just pass that around to everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll just tear off a little bit of this.
Okay.
Thanks. All right.
All right.
It's good, right?
Oh, that's a party. Yeah, I see why the kids bring it all the time. Well, shoot, I bring it too.
What do you think, Al?
Oh my God. This is incredible. Like,
Isn't that nice?
yeah, the world seems brighter around me. I'm full of energy.
Yeah. It's refined sugar and high fructose corn syrup. That's a little preview of what your kids are going to be feeling.
We cut to right outside his class after school. All right, Mr. Al. So I gave you 2 bags of Twizzlers. I gave you 2 Starbursts.
Yeah.
And I gave you a king size Twix.
Yeah.
And you gave me $15.
Yes, that's the price.
You fucked up.
What?
Mr. Al, I really hate to do this to you. But I'm a businessman. Like, it's the law. We can do this. You're supposed to pay me the money for this candy, what it's owed. And if you're not going to pay this, I'm going to have to punch your face in and then go to biology class. Do you really want to do that?
No, I don't want to get my face punched. Look, come on. I work here. You know where I work. I can. If there's more money I owe you, I can get it to you later.
You gonna give it to me later?
Yeah.
You better get it to me by 3:30. Or we're gonna have some issues, Mr. Al.
I don't get paid to the 10th, but
to the 10th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too late, man. That is too late.
We cut to the teacher break room. So Al, you called an emergency teachers meeting. What's going on? Are you all right?
Yeah, I need $15 from you guys. Just I gotta get some more candy. Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened to your eye? Why's your eye black? What happened?
I had a disagreement with my dealer. Okay, over some Twizzlers.
Dealer.
Yeah.
Al, I think it's time to admit you might have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I don't.
I think you should stay away from the right wing of the school.
My classroom is there. My candy is there. My life is there.
You can, Mr. Davidson, just quit. You can move right next to me, right behind me. It's a safe space over here.
Oh no, teachers! I'm sorry to interrupt. Mr. Al, your room is on fire.
What?
It just exploded. I don't know what happened. Your candy was in there and everything. All the kids are crying.
No, I gotta go. I gotta get my candy.
Miss Al rushes through. He's pushing kids to the side, going in the burning classroom.
There it is.
He grabs his desk drawer, but it's all sticky, and so his hand gets stuck to it. And he's like,
"Oh no, no,
Mr. Al, you must get out of your room. It's fire everywhere. You're not going to make it."
I can't. I'm stuck to my desk.
This is the Houston
sticky
Fire
candy.
Department. Let go of the sticky candy. We're going to come in. We're going to send somebody in there, but you have to let go immediately.
No, this is the way I should go out.
And
surrounded by what I love.
We slowly zoom out, and this is on TV. It's one of those like PSA like videos. So kids, that's why there's no candy allowed in school.
Oh man.
I just don't understand. If he just would have paid the guy, this whole thing wouldn't have happened.
And scene. Cautionary.
I'm good for it. You know how I work.
You know where I work.
I know how it works. I get paid on the tip.
It's a shame teachers can't even afford candy to pay us.
No, this economy, no.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I got one more thing. I want to run by you guys.
Love
You
it.
guys are doing great. All right. Last story. Last experiment that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a startup looking to bring back the mammoth and the dodo. They're going to take mammoth DNA and use that to build a new mammoth, to grow a new mammoth. Same thing with the dodo. Bring them back from extinction. Called Colossal Biosciences is the name of the startup. My question to you is, what do you think? They got a bunch of investors.
But like, what are they selling? Are they selling that it's going to be like?
That's my question. What are they selling?
Because who is asking them to do this?
Are they
a bunch of rich people?
Yeah. What are they going to put them in zoos, or like what is the purpose of bringing them back? Like what? I don't know.
It's fishing, man. I'm not against it until they tell me why they're doing it.
Yeah.
So the end goal, right? To bring back these animals. What they're hoping will happen is that through this process, they're going to make a bunch of discoveries and DNA and cloning and gene manipulation and all this stuff, and that's going to be useful elsewhere. So it's going to have a lot of possible benefits that occur as like a side effect.
This is all these rich dudes' ploy to try to keep themselves from dying. My question is, if you die and you clone yourself, how do you know that it's going to be you as you are consciously aware of yourself in the clone, right? Like,
I've given more thought to this than I should have, but I can't see a way for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. That there's something worth experimenting, but to me, that's just one big gaping question. And of course, nobody knows what consciousness is. So we still don't answer. We can't answer that question. We'll learn more about cloning. I just feel like it'll be more of that Lazarus effect kind of shit. You know? Like, what if the mammoth goes bazonk?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a zombie mammoth.
Come on.
Sounds like a bad flick, bad flicks of chill right there.
What if the only way that mammoths control themselves is to have other mammoths around? You just clone one. Who's he gonna talk to? Who's he gonna pattern his behavior?
He's gonna see that his
lonely man.
He's gonna see his generation of children in bondage in the zoo, and it's gonna go crazy like that dog in Rick and Morty.
He's gonna see elephants on TV.
Elephants on TV. Yeah, in the zoo.
Right.
What have you done to my people?
What is going
on? We cut to a science lab where Tandy's waking up on a bed. Hey, Tandy, are you awake?
Yeah.
Great, yeah. It worked.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I have some bad news, good news, bad news for you.
Okay.
First piece of bad news. You died in a car accident this morning.
Oh no.
Yeah. But good news, we were able to bring you back.
Oh, you saved my life. Oh, good.
We did. Okay. Bad news. Some of our stuff got mixed up, and we put you in the body of a dodo. Now, you're conscious, you can talk, but you're inside a dodo, like one of those extinct birds. We got you in the body. Yeah, so you have wings. You got a big beak. Yeah.
A mirror. Bring me a mirror.
Okay.
I gotta see myself.
Here you go.
Oh.
Here you go.
No. No.
No, but this is good, right? You're alive, and it shows the process works. We can transfer consciousness from one body to another body. It works. So this is a win for humanity.
But I'm the human resources director of a tech company. There's no way I can go in as a dodo and still keep my job. I'm conscious, but I can't live the same life.
I mean, you haven't even tried yet. Don't give up. You're the first dodo in 500 years. I'm sure you could still go in there and do your job, and
we cut to Tandy's job. Hey, Tandy. Hey, some of the other HR team members are gonna go out to lunch. We weren't sure what you eat now, and if you would want to come, we're gonna go get tacos.
Yes, I still eat foods.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with tacos. I'd love to join you guys. I've
Great.
been so isolated.
Another question. We were trying to figure out the carpool situation, and we weren't. Can you fly?
No,
we just want to know if we need a seat in the carpool or.
Yes, I cannot fly. I am a flightless land bird.
See, that was the discussion. We were trying to figure it out back then. Someone was like, no, Google says they're flightless, but like it's a new dodo. So who knows? Maybe we should just ask her.
Guys,
so we weren't sure.
I am still Tandy. I know I'm in a dodo's body, and there's not much I can do about that. But to help maintain some consistency, I'd like to do things exactly the way I did as human Tandy. Okay, I want to feel a sense of belonging. There's no other dodo. I have no community. I mean,
okay. I mean, I get you saying that, but you're sitting on a perch right now in the corner of your office.
Yes,
you're not even behind your desk.
The chair is so uncomfortable. This is the best. I mean, it's a great vantage point for me.
We cut to Tandy that night with her partner. Yes, I know. I hear you. You're having a rough transition.
Yes.
I want to take this opportunity to share how rough my transition has been. Tandy, I can't do this anymore.
No, Greg.
The clucking at night and the weird noises. It does not help me sleep, and I am humiliated at my job because my wife is now a dodo bird who was once a blue chip star. You know, I love parading you around. You were an HR director at Apple.
Yes,
now, I just think this diversity and inclusion has gone way too far.
I didn't have Greg. I didn't have a choice. You would leave me for something that happened naturally.
Listen. My vows were until death. Okay.
Those 6 minutes on the table.
I just feel like that gives me a clause to get out. If you die,
we come back to the science lab. Tandy, wake up. Tandy, wake up. Hey, you're back again. Great.
Yes.
Yeah. Bad news, good news, bad news. We're gonna do the thing again. Yeah, you died again. You fell into a pothole, and you just like sunk all the way down. But we brought you back. So
you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah, bad news. We transferred your consciousness into a pothole. There's lots of potholes around here.
The sentient pothole.
No. It sounds like hell. Yeah. Twilight Zone shit right there. Major potholes around the church.
And they starting to talk to us and everything.
Did that pothole say ow? Did you hear that? Even the potholes hate around here. Like the logic complaint, the potholes are too loud. They complain too much.
Way too much. I like the area. No, that was
holy crap.
That was fun.
All right.
I love it.
Well, that's a can't tell us nothing show. We'll go ahead and get it there.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Thank you for being here. We're gonna get on out. So enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you on the next the third Tuesday of this month.
You're right. The third Tuesday of the month.
21st.
We only got how many Tuesdays, and then we got the requisite number of Tuesdays. No more.
We actually have 3 Tuesdays in this month, but we only do the first and third.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right.
change.